welcome to my craft room. I have been bargain shopping. A friend and I went to a crafty garage sale this week and I wanted to do a bit of a haul video and also want to have a bit of a chat about trying new things and not breaking the budget. My craft room, I've obviously got lots of stuff in here and I've tried lots of things, and you know, like everyone, I have a budget, obviously. Let's take a look in this basket. So I love trying new things, but this is a great way of doing it. So either op shopping or garage sale. So hand-dyed gauze. Look at all those beautiful colors, $2. Like, so cheap. And what I'm really excited about in here, this fabric hardener, which has been on my list to try. So I like to do sculptural stuff, $2. Someone else is destashing it, so I love that it's both cheap and reducing waste. I also got some batting joiner, so not only was it cheaper than buying it new, it also means that I can reuse my batting scraps and save money that way as well, which you will have seen me do in a previous video for my Quiltmas quilt. Sometimes I buy new batting, but there's always offcuts, and so I don't like the waste, and I don't like the waste of money. So that's going to be a really fun way to do that, and hopefully a little bit quicker than last time. $5 for all this latch hook yarn, which is, again, a super bargain. Like, a little tube of latch hook yarn is normally like $1 or $2, depending on where I'm getting it from, and then I've got a whole bag for $5. Love that. This bit, I'm going to confess, this bit, not a bargain. Total splurge, but I couldn't resist. Look at these vintage wooden threads. I am so excited. I want to do a display with these in my craft room. I haven't really thought through how I'm going to do it, but so yeah, so like they were $20, so definitely not a bargain, those ones. But if I save money on stuff that I may not use, I can afford to splurge a bit. And then my final find was this really cool book, Painting Abstracts, which was $5, and it's got lots of exercises and stuff, and I thought it would actually be good for the kids for school. Boy 2 is going into stage 6, so year 11 and 12, and he's doing visual arts for that. And then Butterfly is also doing visual arts stage 5, year 9 and 10. And I have main textbooks for them, but I'm always looking for extra resources. So that was, I think I paid $45 all up for everything, which, you know, so the biggest expenses were obviously the threads and then the batting joiner, but like, look how much is there. I'm going to save so much money over time with that. It's something I've always looked at but haven't justified. That's for a project I'll get to eventually. This one I'm really excited about. I have so many great ideas. It will tie in with some other supplies that have been sitting in my craft box for 5 years. So I'm very excited to get stuck into those. And then, yeah, the fabric hardener. And so, yeah, so I love destashes and garage sales and op shopping when I do want to try new things, because one, it's cheaper. Two, I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. And so not only do I have a lot of stuff in my room, but it is a smaller room and I don't necessarily have space to put stuff if I don't use it. So if I'm only spending a little bit on it, you know, then I can happily pass it on to someone or sell it on myself, but also I'm not buying stuff in bulk. So that's one way that I love to save money and save space. So that works really well for me. I'm also really big on trying things simply. So on my desk at the minute is my drop spindle, which I got when I very first wanted to start trying spinning. Obviously, a drop spindle is going to be a lot cheaper than a spinning wheel. So I did that. To be honest, I only used it once or twice. And in the end, I got my spinning wheel for a major birthday. And I asked my husband and my parents and my in-laws that I said, this is what I want for my birthday, if everyone wants to pool their money together and get me that. And that's what I got, which was really cool. But yeah, so, you know, there's often easy ways to try things. So I tried drop spindling before I bought a spinning wheel. I had a frame loom before I bought my table loom, things like that. I was lucky enough to be given this fiber for my drop spindle, so that's awesome. There's often, you know, buy nothing grips, stuff like that. The other thing is, you know, start small. So I bought this muller this week. Look how cute it is. It's so little, because I want to do the watercolor paint making. I think I've mentioned that previously. And so again, for my birthday this year, I asked my parents for money so that I could buy stuff. And like a full-size proper artist's muller is like $70 or $80 odd dollars. I got this for $25 on Amazon. I think it's like shipped from China or somewhere. So I'm not expecting great quality, and the size of it, like, it's so tiny. Look at that, it's so cute. And it's cheap. One, I don't need a huge amount of space to store it. Two, if I never make watercolors beyond what I'm going to do today, it doesn't matter. And it's small enough that it can just go in my general craft box, and I might touch it again in another 5 years or so, and it's not a drama. I'm not afraid to start cheap and start small, even going in knowing that sometimes cheaper stuff can be frustrating to work with. I'm prepared for that. Then also for the same project, I didn't buy a glass plate to blend it on. In the shed, we had a sheet of Perspex, so I hit up my husband, said, "Can you please cut me off a piece?" And so I used what we had. I was originally going to actually use a tile left over. I thought I had some leftover tiles, but the ones I have are all textured. So again, you can sometimes pick up tiles for cheap or for free on Facebook Marketplace, like end of job amounts. So yeah, so that's some of my favorite ways to try new things. So if you're a bit like me and you do like to try a whole heap of different crafts but don't necessarily want to invest in them a lot, I'm just sitting here looking. I've actually got one more. So if we go over here, these are my needle nose pliers that I use for jewelry making, and these cost me all of $5 from Bunnings. You know, like, obviously they're not super fine, but I don't make super fine jewelry anyway. So there's some of my ways that I save money when I'm trying something new. And often once I've tried it, then I will splurge and get the good stuff. And once I know that I'm going to use it, lots of improvisations, love op shopping, garage sales, destashes. And look, honestly, I'm often destashing myself because I've tried something and I don't necessarily like it, or I'll no longer use it. And so I'd rather pass it on and bless someone else with it. So that is, I'm just looking here now. I have dies that I've bought really cheaply because they were in a D-stash. I also love searching for bargains and remnants. So this t-shirt I made myself, and the fabric I think cost me $2 because it was a dead stock sale. So there's always bargains to be had. Crafting, making, and creative play doesn't have to be expensive. And so I hope today's video has inspired you to think outside the box when you go supply hunting. And I would love to know what your favorite crafty bargains have been lately. Drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to see more of my projects and what I'm going to make with all these wonderful finds that I've shared with you this morning.